Harrison Lee's father, Kai, is being held in China. Hi, Harrison. Thank you so much for joining the show. So you're one of those families that has a relative, your father in this case, being detained overseas. Your father is being held in Shanghai on state security charges. If you would, tell us his story, and why do you say that those charges are politically motivated?
Sure. So my father, he's an ordinary American. He came to the United States in 1989 with just $200 in his pocket. He started working in food service, and he's an ordinary American citizen. He ran a one-person business helping export space parts to China. He had done that for over 20 years. He doesn't have high-level political connections. He's not a multimillionaire. He's just an ordinary person. So you can just imagine the shock when suddenly in September of 2016, he was taken from us. And now the charges of endangering state security and espionage that have been levied against my father, they are 100% politically motivated. First of all, you can see that these are the exact same charges that have been used to detain other foreign nationals. For example, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor in Canada. The quote-unquote state secrets that my father is alleged to have stolen, in fact, consists of information that can be freely found on the internet, even behind China's Great Firewall. I think that illustrates that indeed the charges are false. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also ruled my father's detention to be arbitrary, and the U.S. government has finally agreed to take up this case through its special envoy for hostage affairs, SPIHA. And while I'm grateful for that, it just has not been enough. I haven't seen my father in 6 years now. I don't know how much longer it's going to be. I know that this administration is working hard, but not hard enough. And what they need to do is they need to get together, put together an interagency effort, and iterate much more quickly on solutions to get my father out. Because right now, I don't think there's any real plan to get him out. It's been 6 years. I don't know what the holdup is, and I just want my dad home.
Tell us a little bit more about the communications you've had with the U.S. government.
For sure. Certainly, it is varied. Like I said, I'm grateful to be in touch with SPIHA on a weekly basis. But unfortunately, it takes a village to resolve these cases. That's just the reality of the situation. And, I get the sense that there are a lot of different government agencies that need to work together to get this done. And it seems like the iteration process has just taken months and months at each step. And that's just not a timeline that's acceptable because, while this is happening, you have innocent Americans being tortured, being wrongfully held away from their loved ones with no communication. My father's only means of talking with the outside world are through these 7-minute phone calls that are all tightly monitored by the authorities. And he makes it very clear to us that he can't tell us the full extent of what's going on in prison. I mean, we already know he's suffered a stroke there. He's been diagnosed with high blood pressure. He only sleeps 3 or 4 hours a night because he's crammed into a cell with 12 other prisoners with no climate control in Shanghai's hot and humid climate. The Biden administration just needs to place a greater priority, and the number one thing that they can do to illustrate that is to meet with each of our families individually, as he has already done with the families of Trevor Reed and Austin Tice. There are many other families, including all of the wrongfully detained Americans in China. We are all waiting to meet with the president, yet have had no luck in doing so.
So what do you think the U.S. government should do? I mean, do you think that the U.S. government should be paying ransom for prisoner releases, or in Trevor Reed's case, a prisoner exchange? What are your thoughts on that? And if your dad was able to watch this now, what would you say to him?
Yeah, so China, I'm always told, is a very complex country with these kinds of cases, and the types of solutions that have worked in these cases in the past, that they vary, and I think there just isn't a consistent strategy. So, I leave it in the hands of the government experts to decide what the best course of action is, but right now they need to take an action, and that's where we're at really with my father. So that's the first step, and I think, to help with that, senior administration officials like President Biden and National Security Advisor Sullivan, who actually promised many families a call more than 5 months ago, but still hasn't talked to me or most of the other families on that call. We just want to talk to him so that we can present our side of the story and so that they can help them come up with a plan. We want to help them help us get our loved ones home.
And what is your message to your dad if he could watch right now?
Well, Dad, I am just so impressed by how strong and resilient you have been through 6 years of Chinese prison. I don't want to know what's happened to you. I know that you have suffered immensely for a crime that you did not commit. Everybody here in the US government knows that, and I know that they want to work hard, but it's just a matter of prioritization. But of course, I will not give up until you're back home in New York, because to do otherwise would, of course, not be right.
Well, Harrison Lee, thank you. And your father is fortunate to have you fighting for him, keeping up that fight. Thank you so much for joining the show.